I do not have any love jokes for Valentine's Day, but I do have a story of a relationship gone bad. So my name is Diane Ross. It is not Diana Ross. I am not black. I do not sing or dance, nor do I know any Supremes, except for the Taco Supreme. I went to school with a Michael Jackson, who is also not black, also does not sing or dance. So I've spent 12 years, K through 12, with a white Michael Jackson. So I was half of the duo of Michael Jackson and Diana Ross. To be clear, my parents, after 48 years of me wearing the name Diane Ross, still do not make the connection. Airports do. The DMV. Pretty much any place I have to say my first and last name out loud together. They just never made the connection. But white Michael Jackson and I, we took a beating when we were kids, right? We were in it together. There was a lot of teasing, and the teachers were the worst. They would go through attendance, and they would say our names, and then they would end with, "What are you guys singing today?" And to be fair, we were kids, we were young. We really didn't know Michael Jackson and Diana Ross. I wasn't named after her, so I wasn't raised in the genre. I didn't know her songs, right? We didn't really know, right? So Thriller came out. So to be in middle school when Thriller came out, right? Black Michael Jackson was all the rage. White Michael Jackson struggling in middle school. And it just was relentless. The jokes were, it's just every day. And finally he comes up to me and he says, I need a plan. It's too much, I can't take it. So I felt bad for the kid. I was like, all right, let's do it. We need a plan. What are we gonna do? So he says, meet me tomorrow on the playground at recess by the merry-go-round. I was like, cool, we're gonna make a plan. Let's see what's happening. We're in middle school where your imagination runs wild, right? So I couldn't, why did we pick the playground or the merry-go-round? I'm not sure. It's the most, we didn't pick a quiet place in the field so we can have a conversation and make a plan. We picked the most violent playground apparatus there is. Do you remember? You can't even find a merry-go-round anymore because of all the traumatic brain injuries that happened to kids in the 80s. They're gone. I mean, think about it. The weaker kids always end up on the top, right, of the wheel, and the aggressive ADHD kids are the spinners, and they just spin them and round, and poor little bodies fly off one at a time, sometimes 2, 3 at a time, and they're just struggling to regain composure and until the wheel is empty and the clinic is full. I got distracted. So white Michael Jackson and I needed a plan, and he says to me, meet me in the playground at recess, so I'm all in. So at night, like middle school kids do, we get, our imagination runs wild, I'm stoked, I'm excited, and I lay out my clothes for the next day. I don't know why. So I get dressed in the morning, I'm super excited, I put my black parachute pants on. You know the black parachute pants, it's the 80s, it's all right. My black and white checkered Vans, red t-shirt. I'm feeling it, like Michael Jackson, Thriller, I'm feeling it, right? So I'm feeling pretty dope. So I go into school that day, I get a few high fives, kids are like, all right, Diane, right on, you look good. So I couldn't wait, I'm in class, I'm looking at the clock, bell, recess, it finally rings, I run out to the merry-go-round and I see Michael Jackson, the white Michael Jackson, and he's by the merry-go-round. And he looks at me and I see his face, he doesn't look happy, he looks kind of sad, and I stand there and he's like, what are you even doing? He's like, you look more like the black Michael Jackson than I do. And he was right, I felt terrible. I was like, I do kind of look more like the black Michael Jackson than the white Michael Jackson looks like the black Michael Jackson. So I was like, all right, I gotta think of something. He looks overwhelmed, he's super sad, and I was like, no, I got it. I got a plan. It's good, this is, you just go home, get an afro, find a beautiful sequin dress, put it on, come to school tomorrow, we will learn a song and we will perform it and it will be amazing. He did not think that was a viable plan. And I have to say, years later, after much maturation and brain development, I realized that suggesting that a preteen boy go home and cross-dress and come to school the next day to sing a song with white Diana Ross, who doesn't sing, is pretty absurd. But at the time in my head, it made sense. I thought, if a white Diana Ross identified more with the black Michael Jackson, then maybe the white Michael Jackson also identified with the black Diana Ross. It made sense in my head. He never talked to me again. So the relationship, the duo of Diana Ross and Michael Jackson came to a sudden end that day at the merry-go-round, on the playground, during recess. Thanks, everybody. My time is up, and my name is Diana Ross.